This stream filter is not doing so well. I'm gonna have to change some setting here. But meanwhile, hopefully the signal is working okay. Let's see, maybe I could do this here. Boop. And then do a little, I guess, trim it out a little bit. It's hard to tell. These options are always a little bit tricky. Ooh! Blending in. Hold on. I gotta make sure I got this correct. Ooh. Is it just me or is it really dark in here? Maybe this helps. Does seem this one seems a little too bright now. Hi Blue Fox. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get this set up properly. Am I still fuzzy? I can't quite tell. I think it's okay now. And then I'll trim the right side a little bit. Anyways, hello, late night stream here today on this Halloween night. Yeah, late night stream. I'm trying to get some work done. I have some time, you know. People are partying it up, and I'm over here doing what I need to do. So it's an opportunity, I think. I think I can just turn this away a little bit, maybe. That bottom corner right here is like bothering me a little bit. Not really sure why it's doing that. What is that? Oh, that must be my fan. Is it my fan? No, it's not. What is that? Not really sure what that is. I'll just trim it out for now. Like so. Wait, it's moving. The trimming is not working. What the heck? What is that? Hold on. We're going to sort this out properly. Filter. Okay. Hold on. There's only so much real estate. Screen real estate here. Okay. About 51. No. It's definitely something to do with the similarity. Hold on. Let me just do one of these. Maybe you gotta do like that. No, that's too dark. Turn it on. Lower the similarity. Hold on. What happens if I lower it all the way? Not really sure. It's definitely sparkly. I don't know why it's doing that. I'll just increase the brightness. Don't worry. We'll get through this eventually. Let's do 200 ISO. Whoa, that's really bright now. And then we'll turn this off, pick up the green color, turn it back on, figure out the similarities here. We'll make the contrast back to 0. Reset the gamma. How about this? It's kind of annoying. Ugh. What is happening? It's okay. We'll just work with that little bit of bar. I don't know why that's still there. Blue Fox says Ezra Spoopa Day. What are we coding? We've been working on our little AI thing, so we're gonna continue working on that. Is there really no way to get rid of that? Hold on. That's kind of crazy. Oh wait, is lefty out wrong side? What if? Hold on. Let's do this. 250. I did it. I did it, everyone. Okay. Sick. All right, now that's sorted. We are working on our little behavior tree / action planning thing we've been working on. Also, let me know if the sound is a little bit too noisy. I turned on the fan because it's getting a little warm. But I know fan noise can get in there for sure. Okay. Otherwise, we're good. I'll say stream viewers. Live again. Twitch. Missed opportunity. I could have said, it's alive. But Blue Fox says, I'm drawing right now. Oh, that's right. So we're going to be coding some of the AI stuff because I got pretty good progress that I don't want to stop yet. And then I really want to do our mug merch design. Mug or t-shirt? I mean, we still haven't fully decided. People said mug. I don't know why people prefer a mug. Is there a reason why you would prefer a mug over others? I don't know. So we're working on that. Demo says, I don't hear much disturbance in the force. All right. I'll trust you. So I had the berries like plant, dig, and stuff like that. So I was trying to add a feature where Barry can go find water and pick up the water. So this was a point where I was like, okay, I'm going to make a goal-oriented action planning where basically on every loop, depending on the snapshot of the state, it decides what the goal should be. So I'm trying to do that right now. Blue Fox says, make a limited edition Lemon Folk mug. Then give a free one to me because it's my idea. Lemon Folk is not even our official mascot. Lemon Folk is a imposter. I don't know. I don't know if I should support that exactly. Anyways, okay. Blue Fox, don't be sad. It'll be okay. So a bunch of people are entering the world of ad right now because ad's starting. So for the time being, I think I can be silently working on this. All right. Blue Fox says Lemon Folk can be whatever it wants. Of course it can be whatever it wants. I understand. But let me just test this real quick, be able to see it for a little bit, and then hopefully we can get to drawing a little bit and call that a good time. How's the lighting? Is it too dark? Should I increase it? Do you like it this way or this way? You know, this feels a little bit more cinematic, doesn't it? We'll see, we'll see. Anyways, so I was getting to this part where I was trying to give the goal to the berry folk. The goal, I think, should be goal state. So we'll say on berry folk, we could have funk set goal, and it will be goal state, which would be easy or berry. Is it GOAP? What are we calling it? State, something state. Berry folk goal state. There it is. And that's going to be the goal here. And based on this goal, the action will be determined, and that determination happens via action planner. So we have an action planner here, so we'll go action planner. We're going to plan some actions here where we have a starting state. And then a goal state. Like so. And we're going to update this so that we don't maybe use this. We'll get rid of this and say goal state. And then it's going to be a variant. We'll have to see how this works out at the end of the day, because the state itself is customized. It's my personal definition of what that is. So the whole like comparison thing could be interesting. I think maybe I compare all the properties and then that will work, but it may not. Unfortunately, maybe we need to create an abstract that sees if it's equal or not. Maybe that's what we need to create. So for the add-on for GOAP, I think I'm going to create an abstract script that's I guess, a ref count it where we say geo GOAP state, and only thing it requires should be where this is ref count it, and then it's an abstract and GOAP state. It requires a comparison feature where it goes equals. So other, and then it'll be other GOAP state. And whatever GOAP state you're making, you're supposed to override this. And that's all, because that's all that matters. Unexpected. Oh, yeah, I got to do class name. So this is, I mean, this is why I love abstract, because this allows us to like allow people to make their own versions of things, but you're also providing some guidance on what you need to provide for that specific class without having to read the documents. Hopefully we can get there. So instead of variant, we're saying that these are goal-oriented states. And that means we're going to change our Berryfolk goal state. This one, we're going to extend the GOAP state. And of course, this is going to be like, oh, equals other, and GOAP state comes through. And then this one has to return Boolean. So we're going to have to update that. Like so. Blue Fox says, fine, give me a free lemon mug, please, because it's my idea. Nothing is free out here. The whole point of me making the design and merch is so that I can raise some funds. Kelso says, oh, Ezra, are you live again? Yeah, that's what I said. I said I'll be live later tonight. And right now is later tonight. I've made a lot of progress. So I'm going to try to finish this out, and then we're going to do some art. Not sure if I can stay on the software development side. I guess I could transition over to the art channel, but that's not my usual shindig. So I don't know if people will be disturbed if I go back and forth. Probably not a good idea, but maybe I'll catch some niche. Either way, so the other state basically is another Berryfolk goal state. And what constitute as equals would be pretty simple, I think. Our other berry state is this. It's basically is holding, compares to other berry states is holding. I want to almost say it's just back to back that. But I don't know if I can. I guess I could just return true at the end and then do a test here. If is holding does not equal to others is holding. There has to be a better way to do this, you would think. Or I could just be like var is equal, which is true. Then I can just go like that. And can I do that? Or do I have to go like that? Maybe. Maybe, I don't know. So, and then we'll say, hey, for group name in holding groups. Well, I guess there's few checks. Is equals to holding group size equals other berry state holding group size. Don the developer, hey, long time no see. Late night, hello. I see that we got a lot of stay-at-home Halloweeners here. Maybe I shouldn't say that again. Halloweeners. Hello, Halloweeners. Blue Fox says, sorry, just came back. What did you say to me, please? I said the whole point of doing a merch design and merch launch is so I can raise funds for the stream and such. So giving it away for free for no clear reason defeats the purpose, I think. So please. I mean, I have to cross-check everything. If the size is different, it's different. And we got to say, basically, is equal, will equal to itself and... Blue Fox says, at least make it maybe. I mean, maybe. Is that better? Maybe. Maybe there's a chance. This is a n square comparison right there. Lovely. We could make it... I mean, technically, we could make it n comparison by doing a dictionary check instead, like doing a set. But Kelso says, oh, you're doing hard work back and back. Yeah. I'm just trying to finish this up. The goal-oriented action planning, now that I'm starting to think about how I'm going to use it, it's getting me a little bit excited. So, for example, I've already set up some goals here. So you see, like, here are some of the actions that are possible, right? Get seed, get water, water plant, plant seed, use the well, patrol. Like, these things have all resulting effect on this state I made. And then it should be able to, like, divert and then choose where to go to get that final state, given a snapshot of the state. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Blue Fox is finally getting mobile Godot tomorrow. Oh, nice. Congrats. That sounds fun. That sounds great. All right, so over here, we're setting the goal. We're planning the action. Oh, yes. We're doing one of these. Oh, we're doing a comparison logic here. And then we're going to compare the seed count to the other berry state seed count. I mean, that's, I guess all the basic stuff I should do it over here, but I don't know. Equal, maybe I could do that. Like so. Technically, returning false at every step of the way is faster, even though it's longer. So for example, if I go, oh, if this is not true, return false. Oh, so we're doing all the easy comparison first. For example, this is one example where probably, I think, was it Kelso or was it, I forgot who it was. Was it Denimal? No, Denimal wasn't you. Somebody was like, oh, finally today I had a day where AI fixed my code and then it was faster and it was longer. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Probably is something like this. Because this is like short circuiting. And then you could use a heuristics to check the most likely thing to be different first. You know, that's where we're at. Boom. There you go. Okay, thirsty plant count, and then we're checking the holding groups. Very cool, very cool. I don't know what this is all about. So we have return true here, and then if this is the case, if they don't equal to each other, once again, we're going to return false immediately. And then at any moment, if this is the case, return false, like so. Has contains, I guess, contains other dot holding groups. Has, there you go. Great. So we have equals logic described as as described by the GOAP state abstract class. So abstract class has been implemented. On Berry Folk, we said action planner, plan an action based on the starting goal and then the end goal. Over here on main, Berry Folk planner, we snapshot the current state based on the world variable. So using the blackboard and then the Berry Folk state. Berry Folk state, we did this thing where we're like, okay, give me a snapshot of the current world, which you have to implement yourself. I guess technically I could make it an abstract class for someone else, I suppose, so that people know to do this, but Blue Fox says, I need a game to code. You can just find any game. Make a Vampire Survivor type. You get attacked, you have upgradable weapons and attack pattern, and you just move around and pick up money and upgrades. That would be a great one. Castle says, did AI help you now? That good sign? Maybe they are just waiting you to make the move. Job well done. Yes, indeed. Huh? What? No, I was saying that somebody else was talking about how they are using AI and it made the code longer, but it was faster the other day. Blue Fox says, say that again? You should make Vampire Survivor copy. That's all I said. Basically, in a very long way. All right. So the goal when there's a thirsty plant, we want the thirsty plant count to go down by 1. That's what we want. I guess we should duplicate first. So var goal state is snapshot state duplicate. Or we could just make 2 snapshots. We can have starting state and then goal state. Make another snapshot. So we have 2 distinct copies. I do hope that the deep copy works, because this one kind of hinges on that. And then we'll say, hey, if somebody is thirsty, we'll say thirsty plant count, let's make it equal to 1 less. And that's what we're going to pass down like that to set goal. So starting state, goal state. And then starting state, goal state here too. Otherwise, we're going to try to plant a seed. And basically, if the seed is not available, I guess it'll just patrol. So we'll say, otherwise, if there are seeds out there, so we'll be that'll be tricky, because patrol may result in finding a seed. I suppose that'll make it so that the patrol is a very desirable thing for people to do. Blue Fox says, I'm gonna make a survival 2D vampire survival game. Okay. It's a survival on top of survival. Go search it. Go search Vampire Survivor. It's a very simple game that did really well between people. So, okay. So that means if we want to do this, our goal state, I think, is to have C count -1. And then what else does it have? I guess we need a plant count. We want a plant count to be plus equals 1 here. That's the goal. If I can spell it. That means on the snapshot, we want to do one more thing here. We'll add var plant count. And this one also compares plant count does not equal to plant count. return false. Little tedious thing that's happening here. Okay. So we're saying this will happen, this will happen. The plant count basically will be this, where we're counting the group number of plant. Where I don't need to filter. There you go. Nice. All right, and then we set a goal. Great. Once the goal comes in, we're passing it over to the plan action. We're going to change the state to this, which we did. And it's going to break on us right now because I made a lot of changes here. It's going to navigate all the actions, call appropriate functions, and then eventually, this whole is action result achieved is more like we need to check the resulting state. So visiting action queue pop. Instead of comparing it to the action, we'll have to go goal state equals visiting state. Like so. If the goal state equals the visiting state, then the path is our visiting path, and then we have found our goal. And then we're returning the path here. I think that's everything, honestly. Now all we need to do is implement all these individual actions. I think we're wanting to get rid of this one. That's one less abstract class. That's good. Execute. I don't know if we need the execute because this is just planning, I think. So I'm thinking we have a precondition, which was what would decide if the action is available or not. And postcondition is the result of running this hypothetically. And we don't actually need to run it. We just need to give a path of action, but we do need to somehow identify it. So maybe we give an abstract, or not abstract, the export. So let's get rid of the execute here, and then we'll give the export called GOAP action name. Yeah. Or just call it action name, maybe? Action name. This is how you identify it. Action ID, action name. And then over here, once Barry folks do this, we get the plan action. So we're going to have to go through each one of these and make this. So we're going to copy and paste all this. Goal actions. And then we're going to decide, was this actually worth it? Was this actually cleaner, easier, more extendable than just making a simple state machine? You know, that is a question for me to answer at some point, I think. But it's actually not too complicated. The system of the goal action-oriented planning, there's a lot of preparation you need to do. But once you have it set up, it's actually pretty nice. It's elegant. I like it. There you go. Attach script. Patrol. There you go. Ooh, I think I put that on the wrong folder. Patrol needs to go under goal action. There you go. Okay. So we're in a good spot. Will Ezra read the prediction? Yes. Before even the prediction was done, I did it. I'll say yes. Yeah. Either way. Let's see. Okay. We're kind of focused here. We're trying to get work done, you know. And late night is quiet hour, typically. It's quieter than usual, at least. So I'm not too worried here. I'm trying to see if I still can't decide if I should be brighter or darker. I think this is okay. Anyways. Okay, we got the goal actions all set up. All right. So, get seed. Get seed can only happen if there are seeds. We'll see. Hold on. Seed count. Or berry folk. Ooh, hold on. We're gonna have to change this. It's gonna be GOAP state, which is being passed around. And then it comes over here. We're gonna update this. It's gonna be a little bit annoying, but I think we'll be okay here. And it's not just any GOAP state. It's the GOAP state that we defined. So we should be able to understand how to access it ourselves. Prediction result was yes. It was yes, indeed. Blue Fox says prediction started, and then it immediately concluded. Kelso says you're building strong state machine codes. I mean, that's basically what it ends up being. Resilient, multiple case applicable state machine solution in Godot. That's the idea, at least. I might have to make some sort of guide for myself so that I keep following this programming pattern. Because there's some part of it that's like, okay, well, it's obvious. I need to just do state. I program each state as a state node, and then it tells me what to do exactly. So I don't have to really worry about what to do. But at the same time, sometimes I forget what does what. So I need to figure that out probably. Not get too carried away. How much time am I saving actually by doing this is always the question. Blue Fox says, anyways, I need names for my game. I gave you Lemon Folk. You should call it Lemon Folk Survivor. How about that? Yeah? Or Lemon Survivor. Don't use folk, maybe. Who cares? YouTube says, welcome back. Hi, YouTube. Welcome back. We are here. Okay. Just watch this magic work. I think this is going to be amazing. So Berry Folk here is not what this is. It's actually berry state, action state. And that is berry state, berry folk goal state. Maybe I should have called it action state. And then this one has a seed count. So if the world has a seed count greater than 0, then this action is valid. And afterwards, once this runs, what we can do is var resulting state will equal to state. Wait, can I not duplicate? Copy? I can't copy? It's ref counted. Why can I not copy? I thought ref counted has duplicate. Maybe it needs to be a resource. Dang. Okay. Well, that doesn't... That's fine. We can make it a resource. And we'll just do duplicate deep, I suppose. Duplicates this resource deeply, like duplicate true, which with extra control over how sub-resources are handled. Must be one of the value from deep duplicate mode. I don't know. I'm going to trust that these will be okay because it's a simple thing. So we'll duplicate deep. And then we're going to say, well, the result of this we'll have the seed count decrease by 1. And because this is what? This is a get seed, meaning the player is picking up a seed. So it'll be holding becomes true. And then the holding groups will include the word seed, basically. I think that's all there is. So we got the emote war in the chat here. Blue Fox, are you abusing your mod privilege here? Will we call this a mod privilege abuse? I'm glad that you disabled it immediately. Kelso says, you're not forgetting. You make things organized. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, Jay Cannon. Blue Fox says, no, I only used 2 things. Yeah, you're just testing, right? That's what you're doing. You're just testing. Okay. Get seed. I don't know if getting seed includes dropping. I'm going to say getting seed includes dropping. Because if I have something in my hand already, I have to drop it. You know what? I'm gonna include one more node that's called drop item. So we have extra action that can be planned. Drop item, or drop whatever I'm holding, which will be a new action. And that one, of course, will extend just like that. GOAP action node, which requires me to do these. When I drop something, this one is only available if we're holding something. And once we pass this, the holding becomes false. So therefore, we're not holding anything. That's the resulting state. Get seed is we're now holding something and it's a seed. And then the world has 1 less seed count. Get water is probably the same, I would say. Except I suppose I should make it so that this can't happen if the berry action state says I am holding something. Is not holding something and there's a seed in the world. Blue Fox says testing. Yes, yes. But you see how this works? This is kind of cool, no? I think so. I personally think that this is a very looking elegant, because as far as each action is each action is considered in this planning thing, I'm not really telling what the action is doing. All I have to do is tell when is the action available and how does it manipulate the world. I think that's pretty cool. Water. We're picking up water source. And well, it's no longer pick upable because I picked it up. Okay. Yeah, it's not holding. Water the plant. If we water a plant, basically, this is an action of dropping water, right? My idea would be you can only do this if you're holding something in a group water source. And when you water a plant, you're no longer holding anything. So it'll be false here. And then the thirsty plant count goes by 1. When we're getting water, we're saying water count goes down by 1. Yeah. Cool. Plant seed. Well, water plant and plant seed is similar in that instead of holding a water, we need to hold a seed. And once we do that, we're increasing the plant count by 1 because we just planted a plant and we're no longer holding anything. Use well. Use well requires us to have a well in this world. So it'll go over here. It'll say, oh, there's no well count. I suppose I'm going to say it's always available. So it's always true. You can always use well, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. And then it allows us to increase the water. Because when you use well, I'm planning on water bucket to pop out. So there's going to be water count that gets incremented by 1 in the world. Nothing else. And then patrol. Potentially, I'm going to say patrol is always available. And this could potentially, it's not guaranteed, so it's going to always try to do it. But it can find stuff. Like, I will make it so that patrol makes it so that the while patrolling plant count could go up. This is not going to help though. Yeah. Because if the undesired count goes up, it might break the system. Do I have to focus on what I'm paying attention to? I don't know. Patrol doesn't really do anything, so we don't really need to have this, I think. We can get rid of patrol for now. Delete. All right, so we have all the goals and planning, and it's going to do it. I want to see what result we get for what we need to do here. So action plan, it's going to plan result. And also, the set goal, I want to make sure it doesn't happen too often. Right now it's happening on every loop, which may overwhelm. I think what I need to do is only do... Choose goal. I guess if the goal changes, right? So if I update the goal every loop, that's going to be too much update, I think. I think we should probably put the goal update on a timer so it doesn't happen too often. Let me think. Goal should update. If it happens every loop, we're doing traversal on every loop. Graph traversal on every loop. That can get really expensive. Okay, I got it. I'm going to make it so that the goal only gets planned if this particular strawberry folk doesn't know what to do. The side effect of this is going to be potentially a bunch of strawberry folks that are sitting still, but we'll see. I just want to test this, so we'll see. All right. Hopefully this will run. Launch. Okay. First thing first. Oh. Get groups on a null value. Oh, right. This could potentially be null. I suppose if holding is not null, we do that. So some basic null check. And then over here it says invalid access to property key water level. This is plant, berry, plant. Over here. Isn't that water level? Water level right here. Why is it not accessible? Oh, it thinks it's... Oh, whoops. Okay, that makes sense. Boom, another one here. Plan action in base null instance. Action planner is null here. That makes sense because I didn't move it back over. So we'll say this one is over here. All right. Minor bugs squashed. And we're over here now. Result is empty. What was the state? Let's see. So the to state we wanted, we have the goal state. That looks like this. -1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. So only difference between this and this is that I wanted the seed count to go down. Oh. We wanted the goal state to be -1. Okay, that makes sense. Because there's nothing to do. All right. Then if I drop seed, okay. There you go. And then I want to see the goal here. Minor bug there. Plant. We want to make sure that that water level doesn't show until the plant is planted. So the progress bar, which is, what are we calling it? Water bar. Water bar should be invisible until sprout happens. So on enter, we'll make this plant body, water bar visible equals true. Moving on. All right. Oh, we actually have a plan. We actually have a plan. Okay. Let's see what it says. Oh, this is so cool. All right. Plan result. First. Oh, I forgot to put all the action names, so I have no idea what this is. Okay, hold on. I gotta name these actions. Drop item. Get seed. Get water. Water plant. Plant seed. Activate well. All right. One more time. Main here, start right there. Nothing's happening, and I'm going to drop seed and see what happens. Oh, it's going to overflow real quick. There you go. All right, let's see. Plan result. First, we're going to get seed. So we're picking up seed. And we're going to drop it somewhere. And then we're going to plant seed. Why are we dropping it first? Hold on. Because dropping it makes it so that we're no longer holding it anymore. I guess that kind of makes sense. Get seed, we're dropping a seed, and we're going to plant a seed. Oh, I see. Huh. I guess it does get to that. Well, it kind of doesn't. Hold on. I got to compare here. State. Goal state says seed count 0, 0, 1. And we want this to be 1, 0. From 1, 0, 0 to go to 0, 0, 1. When we drop an item, we got to make sure... that's right. Depending on what we're holding. Okay. So we got to do that check. Hey, Blue Fox, welcome back. So we're going to say... if holding groups has, or like a state, seed, right? Then we're dropping a seed where we go resulting state seed count plus equals 1. Now if we're dropping a water source, then we're increasing, I think it's what's called water source. Water underscore source, yeah. We're increasing the water count by 1. I think that's all there is to account for seed or water at the moment. Ooh, shoot. We didn't do the till the ground thing. Our fertile terrain count. So we're going to compare that as well. Fertile terrain count does not equal the other berry state. This, then we're going to return false here. Very simple. And on state creation, we got to do that thing where this is plant count is plant, and fertile terrain count will be, what are we calling it? Fertile terrain. There you go. That means we need to make sure we have one more thing, which is an action called till ground, right? So we're going to add a node that's called till ground, till the ground specifically. And then we are updating this behavior with the goal action of till the ground. And I'll just copy this real quick. The tilling the ground is always available. And what that does is it increases the fertile terrain count by 1. Which also means in order to plant a seed. Oh, actually, in order to till the ground, I have to drop an item. I can't be holding anything. So I got to make sure I have that requirement where I'm not holding anything. Copy this part. Like so. First of all, I must not be holding anything, and if it's true, if I'm not holding anything, I can do it. When I do it, I get to create a new tilled ground. Yes. Does that just kind of work? How does it know which actions there are? Do I just get children? Oh, I do get children. That's kind of crazy. I might have to actually change that later, but fertile ground, plant seed. This one requires plant seed, which is, or terrain count. So we need berry action state, fertile terrain count must be greater than 0, and you must be holding something. Like so. There you go. Beautiful. Nothing else. All right. Once again, run. Okay, breakpoint. So I'm going to just let it run, drop a seed, and then put a new breakpoint. See plan. Result. There's no result, I think. It's not able to come up with any plans, even with the seed. The berries are stuck. Yeah, I have to figure out why. I suppose it's too limiting. In order to get the seed, seed needs to exist. And you must not be holding anything. I feel like it should be okay. Till the ground requires me to not hold anything. I guess the depth might be a problem. Let's make it 20 as a limit. And see what we get here, actually. So we'll do this. Drop a seed. First of all, no result here. I'm going to step into plan action. I want to see the things get filtered here. So the states, our goal right now is to go from having one seed in the world to one plant in the world. And then it's going to go through all the actions and see which one is available. So if we come down here, we have some options here. Available. We got drop item. How is that? Wait, hold on. How is that? Oh, it hasn't not been filtered? Oh, it hasn't been filtered yet. Okay. We're going to come here. This is the available action. And we're going to filter the actions through eligibility, I think. Whoa, this is a little... I coded this, by the way. I have no idea what I wrote. I mean, I kind of do, but it looks fancier than I... Oh, okay. So I'm just simply filtering the actions. Okay. Here are the actions given the current state. Can you do all this? Okay, cool. I got to make sure this is also GOAP state. But that doesn't matter. So we come here. We're going to get current children given the state with all the available actions. And that results in 1. Okay, cool. We got one starting action, which is get seed. Valid. Next one is get water. Okay, well, that's something to navigate. Sure. That's something we can do. Well, get water can't really happen. Hold on. I got to change this. Get water can happen if there's no water. If resulting state, or not resulting, berry action state water count is greater than 0. This is only available if there's more than one water count. Yes. Is holding seed count. Seed count? I guess I just never changed that. Okay, so that needs to be updated here. All right. Once again, run it again. We're going to have to resume here. Resume for now. Drop a seed and see what the state is. Come here. Starting action. We got get seed there. Next one is activate well. Sure, that's an option. Next one is this thing, which I didn't name, but I'm guessing it's till ground. Till ground. There you go. Fair enough. That's probably what that is. And that's it. 3 options. Till ground, get seed, and use well. So it's going to try to find path within those spaces. And I guess I have to do one at a time here if I'm going to debug this. We're visiting what? We're visiting this thing, which is till ground option. Of course, it can't really reach. Based on that, what can happen? A bunch of things get added. And then now we're newly visiting an option with activate well. That's going to allow a bunch of actions. And then we're visiting finally our real option, which is get seed. Come over here. With that, we get to add get seed gets an option of dropping an item. Sure. Activate the well. Sure. Whoa. Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's interesting. This is coming up with the solution I didn't think of. Because technically there's no tilled ground, so you're supposed to till the ground first in order to get a plant. That's interesting. Okay, what are we visiting right now? Now we're visiting... Anyways, all these other things... I think I want to see this or this happen. I want to see what the terminating condition is. Oh, our path is too long and we haven't arrived at the goal state. How is that? Oh, is it because of the tilled ground count? You know what? I got it. The plant seed actually should decrease the tilt count. So that, I think that's going to fix it. Actually, that's going to come up with some plan here. That's going to be so cool. We're going to resume here. Resume here, and then we're going to drop a seed and see what it comes with. Wait, it still didn't do it. Hold on. Berry folk. Print is still empty. If it works, it'll be so cool. I mean, I feel like we're so close. We were just there. If we till the ground, we're increasing the fertile terrain count. If we do that, then suddenly we can plant a seed, because plant a seed requires fertile terrain ground to increment by 1 or is greater than 1. And then we're going to be back to 0. And then we're not going to be holding anything, right? Yes. Yes? Okay. So if we drop a seed, I'm going to come over here, get inside. look at all my actions available in the action queue. We have drop, get seed, get water, water plant. Okay. Wait, why is there so many? Oh no, these are everything. Okay, there's get seed, activate well, and then till the ground. We're first visiting I almost feel like I need to print better here. We'll see. So we're not gonna print on everything here. I think what we can do is print checking, visiting, thought path, lost, or is it lost or first? Back. Name, which is action name. And then as we come through here, we're gonna queuing child new path. Back action name. Let's see how this looks. We're going to drop seed, try to break it. So we have, hold on. I need one more line that breaks this. Print plan goal started. A drop seed, and then all right. Plan goal started. Let's see what it says. We're checking till ground. From till ground, we're queuing up till ground activate. Why is picking up seed not part of this? Why is picking up seed not part of the options that are possible as a result of this? I mean, that seems to be an issue, because after we till the ground, it's queuing tilling the ground again. Okay, that's an issue. Let's take a look at why that's doing that. So when we till the ground, we increase fertile terrain count by 1. And I want the plant seed, or not plant seed, get seed to be still an option. Why is it not showing up? The state, the seed count should still be. I feel like this needs to be part of the availability. All right, at least I know where to debug. So let's try that. Do this, drop a seed, and then immediately block, go in, and we're gonna come down here. Boom. Where last thing we're doing is tilling the ground. We're gonna come all the way down here. where we're queuing up new children. And we're looking at available GeoAP actions, which is everything, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. And here I'm expecting to check get seed as an option. But before that, let me check the state real quick. Our current state, the visiting state. Visiting the state. The fertile terrain ground has increased by, oh, I know what it is. I'm so silly. I don't know if this is the, okay. I don't know if this is expected behavior. Something I noticed about resources. Okay, this is something I noticed about resource in Godot. When you duplicate the resource, right? When you're duplicating a resource via code, it zeroes out. It doesn't copy any of the variables that are not set as an export for some reason. I don't know if it's a security issue, but if it's not as export, it just doesn't bother. Like, it doesn't do anything with it. It just considers it a internal variable. I guess that kind of makes sense because it gets initialized instead of on the file, it gets initialized on run. Okay, I think this might fix it. I hope so. We're at a breakpoint here. And then we're going to resume. We're going to resume. Resume. Drop a seed. And then take a look at this real quick. Let's see what the result is. Boom. Hello? Where'd it go? Did it break? Oh, no, we're on a breakpoint. Where's the breakpoint? Okay, here it is. Yes, resulting path. Let's see. Resulting action path. Oh, it's a little long. It tills the ground. All right. It gets the seed. It activates a well. And then it tills the ground again. And then it drops an item. And then it plants a seed. Hold on. How did this decide that this is a way to do it? What happened to... There was an earlier solution. There was an earlier solution. Why did it not decide on the earlier solution? Jeez. I'm going to have to read this real quick. Okay. Till ground sets up. Till ground gets seed and activate well. Skip. It's checking till ground again. And then it's checking activate. This is a till to activate, I think. Wait, is it because of the priority queue? No. Hold on. Till ground is suggested till, get seed, and activate well. So we're checking till, activate well, and get seed. Oh, yeah. We got get seed here. Hold on. Till. I need to see this closely. This is going to be really hard to follow. Something's happening for sure. Let me check my pathing logic. Pathing logic here. Resulting path. We're planning an action. We pop it. We're looking at the last action. I want to... Okay. How come this never gets achieved? I think this should... Goal state is visiting state. Something's funky. Okay, I'm gonna do one step at a time again. Hey, Blue Fox. Thanks for announcing that you're coming back and forth. We're still doing some boring code stuff, but it's a big part of it. I mean, I guess the lesson here might be that I can't recommend this if it's not easy to implement, right? Is that true? Is it going to be worth implementing if it's this hard? Or is it just the result of a bug? What is it? Blue Fox says, I learned more about Godot or Exagot. I don't know what that is. And it should be fun for me. Yeah, it should be fun for you. Okay. Hold on. So we're doing this here. We visit it. We're checking. Hold on. We're going to clean this real quick. Boom. We're checking till ground, which has these options. So we added 3 into the queue. And then we're adding 4 into the queue. And then we're adding 2 into the queue. So next thing will be till ground, then get seed. So we're going to look at till ground. So we added till, drop, plant seed. I don't know how drop item became an option suddenly. We till the ground. And then we till the ground again. Suddenly drop item is available. Okay, I think that's the issue here. Drop item should only be available if you're holding something. Till the ground shouldn't change if you're holding something or not. Is it because of the default value? Interesting. Blue Fox says it's literal Godot, but for mobile and has more features and animations. Oh, that's pretty cool. So now you get to implement games on mobile. That's cool. I'm going to try to see if the resulting state gets messed up on this. I really don't know how tilling the ground option from tilling the ground made it so that drop item is suddenly available. We're going to have to come back here actually. I'm going to let it resume real quick. Come down here. Try that again. We're going to go through. First one is till the ground. And then we're looking at activate well. And then we're checking get seed. That's okay. And then we're coming over here. We're checking till ground again. I want to see its state real quick. Visiting. State. Yeah, there's no... How am I holding something suddenly? Who did that? There's something going on where I'm flipping a state somehow. Let me see. I'm going to do this again here real quick. Let's see. The starting state is not holding anything. I come through tilling the ground. And that state visiting. Okay. Causes terrain count to increase. Okay. Go down here. Go down here. We're looking at each child, first of all. Child here. Get seed. And then so far, our state hasn't been modified yet, I think. I'm going to make sure these things are... Okay, we're still good on this state. Looking at the thing. We're doing that. Navigation node. We're grabbing the post condition of the state. So this one... This one is get seed, meaning seed gets -1 here after this. So child navigation node, its state would be seed -1. Great. And I am now holding something. That's a result of executing get seed action. Wait, what? Why is it called till ground here? Oh, I haven't added... Okay. I got confused. All right. That's good. Okay, so I'm just adding child to the end. That's the new path. Oh. Even this... Well, I thought this was going to be independent. Seems like I am not copying. We need to duplicate the array in order for this to not be extending itself, I think. Let's try that again. We'll see. We'll see. Boom. Drop. Oh. Resume. And then we're going to just drop a seed. Or are we still frozen? Hold on. There's a chance that I can crash, so I'm just going to chill out for a second. Oh, it's freaking out. Hold on. It's having trouble launching now. I'm afraid of infinite loop here, potentially. Maybe this duplicate function is doing too much? I mean, alternatively, I could just do this. I mean, this is basically a duplicate function without all the overhead. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Duplicate is a noun form of the word duplicate, which is a verb, so it's still freezing. I don't want it to crash, so there's definitely a sense of infinite loop here, I think. Yep, infinite loop, because the queue is never getting empty. path size. Maybe path size being 20 deep is a little bit too long. That might be the issue. So we will, let's see. We'll reduce it down to 5 action so that it ends shortcuts quickly. Hopefully. Okay, that's a little bit better. So if it can't be done within 5 plan, it shouldn't do it, essentially. And next, resulting action path has something. Okay. All right, we go till, get seed, plant seed. We got it, guys. It's working. I wonder if I increase it to 6, it will be better. I'm gonna do 7 and see if that freezes. Yeah, 20 tree of 20 with infinite child is a lot, I think. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's struggling. It's struggling with some calculations here. It seems like either I need to reduce the number of calculation I make, or I need to make this like tree depth not so long. 5 action. I feel like that's a little bit too much or too little, but we'll see. Okay. Now, we decided that the plan has a result now, and it's going to execute the plan one at a time. And that is... I guess this needs to just set. Var plan, which will have this as a result. Plan equals this, which is array of GOAP action nodes for the time being. And on main, on berry folk behavior, okay, we're almost getting there. We just need to make a equivalent action thing. Yeah, it's a little complicated here, but if the current behavior exists, we want to perform that. Otherwise, based on the goal, plan. So if there is no plan, or the plan is empty, then we're going to try to choose a goal and plan. Goal has been chosen. Once the goal is chosen, we're going to start acting. We're going to create a behavior based on the goal. That, I guess, I don't know how to assign, I suppose. Behavior tree, I suppose. I guess, hold on. I don't know what the best way to remember this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can say main. We need sequence of actions here. Oh, it's going to be a little bit difficult. difficult but doable. Func. Well, first of all, we gotta pop a goal and give the strawberry the behavior. Yeah. So func assign behavior from goal berry folk. So we'll say current goal will equal to berry folk plan, or not goal, assign behavior from plan. Current action will be plan pop front. And then we'll have to do some sort of mapping here. Action name. And that action name, we have 7 of them, which is drop item. I don't actually know if this is cleaner. I'm getting to a point of like, ooh, I don't know about this. I don't know. I want to believe. But well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. This one says variable type is being inferred. Okay, yeah. So don't infer it. Fine. I won't infer it. I'll say this is GeoAP action node. And then the action names, we got get seed. Get seed, get water, water plant, plant seed. What else? You activate well. And then lastly, till ground. And that will be over here, till ground. Wait, is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And so when we need to drop an item, that's pretty simple. We have go and drop behavior. Which I guess I could just create here like this. Go and drop. Nothing else. On behavior finished, don't do anything, just queue free. Cool. Instead of, I guess I could just still call it folk here. So this is drop everything you're doing and then, yeah, go somewhere and drop your item. What's going on with this one? Oh. Okay, next. Get seed. I already have that part. Getting a seed is search. It's a sequence of behavior, so I need to kind of make a new behavior that's search and get seed. So we need to combine a behavior here. And if any one of those things fail, is failing. Okay. This is a nice combination of the action-oriented planning and the behavior-oriented things. So this is good. This is good to me, I think. So over here under the behavior, or should I do goal-based behavior here? I'll create a new behavior here called search and pick up seed. Specific. Yeah. Search and pick up seed. Might have to do some sort of blackboarding here. Only thing is that some of these behaviors depend on... No, it might be okay. We'll see. Attach script. I need this to be just regular node here real quick. Search and pick up seed. Basically, we want scan. What was this one? Search behavior, which is search behavior. So we'll go search behavior. And then we're gonna pick up, go and pick up behavior after searching. And this one, it needs to both succeed, so I'm going to make it a sequence, meaning it's, if any one of these fail, then we fail the whole operation, I think. So this behavior, we're going to say attach a script. This is search and pick up seed behavior. It's a easy behavior tree. I'm not going to name this for now. And basically, its success depends on its child. So I'll say if... Oh, I see. Well, we'll see. So we'll say if there's any failure in the child, if any fail, then we're going to call this a fail. And success. Nice. Okay, this is so far so good. The search behavior specifically, we're looking for a seed that is pick-upable. So that's what we're looking for. Search that is pick-upable. This behavior name right now is search seed. And this one will be go and pick up found seed, right? And this one is search and pick. I don't need to name this one, but search and pick up seed specifically. Not a selector because we expect every one of them to succeed in order. So first we're searching it, and search behavior is a selector. It does something where it scans and walks around. Meaning the scan may fail. We're looking for first thing that succeed. I guess this search is also a sequence. It shouldn't be a selector, but should it not be a selector? Why is it a selector? Why is this search behavior a selector? Oh, because I could continue to look around. Even if my scan fails, I want to walk. Okay, cool. That's fine. Scan duration is okay here. Search behavior requires a specific group, so it finds it. Oh, how did I do it? Once it finds it, we have a recently scanned thing, so it's okay. We're good here. And then we're going to do pickup item. We don't have a target here. What we can do is a little mitigation thing. Do I need one more function, like on child success? We might have to. So we can go over here and then listen for a signal on behavior finish. The search and pickup will assign a target here, I think. When search finishes, and just gotta make sure this happens. Behavior finished. Emits immediately. And then this one triggers this. I suppose I need one more function, not just execute. Let's see. Execute. Abstract func on child success. I mean, that controls the order. Maybe I don't need to. I'm trying not to add as many abstract as possible if I don't have to, but also it makes it easier to understand what's going on for people. Because if I add one more abstract, then all my subsequent code fails immediately because I'm adding a new contract. Let me think. Should it be required to define before next child? Because it comes over here, process, or not process. Let me think about this. Beaver finished gets disconnected and a new one gets committed. It emits and emits here first. I guess, is there order in which, can we control which listener has priority? I don't think so. Because that means this may execute before this triggers. Alternatively, right? Oh, thanks for the hydrate. I gotta go get water. Almost forgot. Yeah, this becomes ugly because of the order. You know what? I'm going to do a signal here, actually. I'm going to create a new signal that allows this to be a little bit more in order. So I'm going to disconnect this real quick. On behavior tree, I'm going to add one more signal that says child finished. Child finished. And then denote that triggers this signal triggers when the child tree finishes before the next child executes. And that's what we need to listen to, I think. And finished child as a source tree here. I think this is good. And so on child execute finished here, I'll come over here. Before it does anything, we're emitting out. Hopefully that's executed. I suppose it can. The child consequence should also be assigned, I think. Yes. So we get assigned, should continue, and then we'll come over here. Should continue gets calculated. Before we do that, we do this. Child finish emit with the success criteria. And the source child? Is that necessary? Oh, currently executing child is still available. Okay, so we can do that. There you go. This should be good. So that means in the search pickup, I can say, hey, child finished. And I can say if the finished child is something name, what is it? Calling this behavior name. Behavior name is search behavior. Instead of doing that, I could just do this. Like that. They're the same. Then we can, oh, we also need this to be successful, I guess. Successful and they're the same. Then we can assign the target, the pickup target, to be one of the scanned, recently scanned items. So we can say, oh, I guess I need to have the game state as well. Let me think. Because we do need the state. I guess I need to pass that. State, which is a variant. Kelsey says, wow, you're enjoying creating game, Ezra. Yep. You know, how could I not? How could I not? This is my bread and butter. Do that. Is it impressive? I mean, honestly, there's a question of like, okay, I'm saying it all out loud and then just doing my logic and stuff like that. But until I get the actual result, it means nothing to people. I know that, you know? 'Cause mostly I'm trying to figure out for myself rather than, you know, trying to teach or help people understand. But, you know, sometimes people say, oh, it makes sense. Sometimes people find it helpful. Kelsey says, oh my God, I can use AI as much, but they give me limitation on how I do things. Does it? Hey, look, I'm impressed if you can do it, but doing it by AI for me, I don't think. Though I don't know what you mean by that, because I'm technically making AI. All right, pick up target. I think we had some logic before. I just need to copy and paste that. So we were saying like, from the recently scanned, because this is a go and pick up behavior, the target needs to be a recently scanned. So we can come over here and go, oh, it's the game state as Berry Folk recently scanned pick random. And then we assign this target and it's going to go and pick up seed specifically. Yeah. So that's one behavior. That's all I wanted to do over here to tie it in. So we go, oh, get seed is search and pick up seed, which doesn't require anything. Instantiate that, and then we'll add that as a child. And then what? It doesn't require anything. I mean, this doesn't require target either. I don't know what this is about. Oh, go target. Why does it have go target? I'm not really sure. Let me take a look. Oh, it just needs a walk to target. Interesting. This might not work. Oh, we'll see. Berry folk. Go and pick up. Search behavior. Go and drop. Till ground. I mean, till ground has just drop. I feel like I need to do just regular drop here instead of go and drop, which is a thing. Drop behavior. So I'll just go like that. And drop behavior doesn't require anything. It just says if it's optional or not. Well, yes. Well, we'll see. Main over here. Behavior. Drop item. Instead of doing all of this, we just need to drop, instantiate, and then add child, the current behavior, so it gets initialized. Hi, Mr. DevGhost. Welcome. Kelso says, yeah, you're really lucky you can do much. Oh, we love hearing that. Says, yeah, I can use Copilot, GPT, Claude, Gemini, but each one has a beast inside, I'm sure. There are a lot of alarms that are ringing right now in terms of the product. So, hey, Mr. DevGhost, welcome. Hi. We're just making our little AI system, not to be confused with Gen AI. Specifically, we're doing something called goal-oriented action planning, which is a well-known AI strategy that is some sort of pathfinding through strategies, which happens to be pretty fun. So that's what we're up to. I can demo it as soon as I'm done associating these actions to a behavior. All right, good here. Search and pick up seed is good stuff. Get water is the same thing, I think, as search and pick up seed. It's a search and pick up water. So maybe we could generalize it instead of duplicating it. I don't know. Maybe there's another one. So I'll just duplicate it. So we'll go search and pick up seed. Will be duplicated. Boom. And call it search and pick up water, which is exactly the same thing as search and pick up seed, except the parameter now is pickupable water source. Right, that's the signal. Water source, like so. Pickupable water source selector. That's okay. This itself is a sequence, and then it'll pick up that item. The target will be assigned over here. Great. No code change for that. And then we're going to just come over here. Kelso says, did you try GD Quest as official course of Godot? Because they have everything out there. Yeah, I'm sure. I got to be honest with you. I haven't used any tutorials before because I personally like learning through the documents. I'm at a point in life where that's better for me because I'm more interested in, because I'm used to programming. So I'm more interested in the toolings and the kind of intended design rather than figuring out or learning how to do one very specific thing. I just like to see more generic approach. But I'm not going to deny and say that those are unhelpful because they're pretty thorough. And if you find that helpful, then, you know, that's good. But ironically, I also make tutorial videos. So that's why I also don't do like tutorial videos that are like one topic at a time, but just kind of like the group of topics, like not how to do blah, 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 more like how to think about blah, blah, blah is my tutorial series. So I guess you could wonder like, who wants that? Somebody do. Somebody does. All right. Water the plant. Water the plant for now is just going to the plant and dropping the water. Krolk says, I want that. Oh, you want the type of tutorial that's talking about more like how to think about stuff as opposed to how to do stuff? I mean, that's good. I feel like anyone who's trying to enter into intermediate to expert level should want to do that. And there's not many tutorials out there for that because there's not as much demand as a beginner guide, because what you have is this funneling effect. You have all these people who wants to do what you do, game development. So they are finding easiest way to do it. They're like, I want to do this, teach me. Give me the easiest way to do it, fastest way to do it. Those like happen, or like simplest explanation, and that's good starting point. But that's that, you know, you need to somehow learn to expand that into your own, and that typically happens through facing difficulties and not being able to solve what you want by just searching for answer and then eventually getting it. And that's a hard transition unless you're forced to do it. And that's why work experience is important, because work experiences forces you to figure it out. Because if you don't know, like unlike school, in school and personal projects, you have the opportunity to say, I don't know, I'm just going to get a bad grade. No, it's not a big deal. You just get a bad grade. But at work, you have to do it. Like there's no, or if you don't, you have to give a good reason for it, right? So Krok says, the stuff I want to do in game dev has led me down the rabbit hole to accept I need to just teach myself computer science at this point, Lamau. Yes. I mean, I really don't know how you can avoid it, unfortunately. I mean, there's a way to quote unquote avoid it where like, if it's simple enough, so limitation gives you an idea of being creative. So you can work with the limitation and not actually do everything you wanted in the beginning, but rather shape what you want to create to fit what you can do. But if you're really like envisioning something big where you want to have full freedom, then yeah, you do have to learn computer science. That's why I have courses like that, talking about all the details of what variables and databases and state machine alternatives and designs and all that stuff. So I'm going to keep doing it. Kelsey says, yeah, that's how Ezra keep going. Yeah. We're good. Okay. Watering the plant. Let's see. Do I have action for that? I have go and use, which is go and get well. We have till the ground. We don't have watering behavior just yet, it seems like. I think it's a go and drop behavior, actually. So we're going to create a go and drop, which requires a target. So we'll say for this particular one, we're going to make a go and drop behavior. Yeah, watering a plant is assuming that you already have water in your hand. So it's simply dropping things according to the action planning. Krolk, hey, am I saying your name right? Krolk? Or is it Kralk? Says, I'm lucky though. I learn best from textbooks, so I have the most material out there to learn from. I'll be a wizard surrounded by my tomes. Yeah. I mean, that's a real superpower. In today's day and age, not many people have patience to read. Like, I don't like reading. I don't like reading novels. Like, I enjoy story. I enjoy movies and stuff, but I can't, for some reason, I can't read most novels because it's too slow for me. A lot of the description and picturing is not as important to me for progressing the story for me. But funnily enough, I have such an easy time reading and parsing like textbooks, resources, and Wikipedias and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Carl says, yeah, you're saying it right, lol. Okay, that's good. But yeah, here we are. This likes us, like people think alike? No. Something like that. Great people think alike. That's the saying, though. Okay, go and drop behavior. We're going to go and drop behavior. This one requires... I made it so that it requires a specific target to go to. The watering requires me to go to the plant and drop it. So I think... potentially, actually... we want to look for thirsty plant. So let's do that. So this one requires a go and drop behavior. We're going to start it, but before we start it, we want to set its additional target. Go target, I guess. And that will be one of the thirsty plants. So I'll say get tree. We already did this though. This one right here. And then I'll say pick random. Like so. Yeah. Plant that is thirsty. And then it'll start. Go towards it. We don't need to do anything fancy. We did search and pick up water. We did search and pick up seed. Drop item on the spot. Plant seed. Plant seed is also one of these things. Go and drop. Except instead of planting it onto, dropping it onto another plant, we're looking for fertile terrain. And we're picking random. Activate well. This one is going to be a little bit tricky because we haven't implemented it yet. But that's going to be... what is it? Go and use behavior. So we'll do this. And I believe this one also requires a use target. Use target. This one, yeah, target. I need a target to use. Oof. Ugh, it's a little stiff. I should probably get around. A long session tonight. I mean, between 2 hours and 15 minutes in the morning and about 2 hours now, we're hitting about 5 hours now. So I've been around for a little bit. I just need to confirm this and call it a day. Well, at least transition to drawing our merch. All right, activate well. We're saying go and use. And we said go and use behavior requires a target. So we'll go get a target here. Go and use behavior. It's going to be a target, and target will be a random water source that is usable. Water source is in group usable. I spelled it wrong, maybe. Use able. There you go. Kelso said, how many years you start dev? I think we have same time start at Godot. Well, let's see. How long has it been? Well, I started actually understanding and programming. I mean, I started programming like when I was 7, but it wasn't like, that doesn't count. Like I was just following books and copying and pasting code in what we called Visual Basic back in the day, and Visual Q, which was MS-DOS. That was like, I guess that was like 29 years ago. But officially I started in high school, which I guess I was like 16, 17. So let's say 17. That was 20 years ago. So I started programming 20 years ago. I went to school and learned in college starting 2008. And then I worked for past 12 years in corporate America as a software engineer. So I've been programming for a while. Doesn't mean I'm the best. Doesn't mean I know everything. It just means that I know how to find out how to do things when I don't. I don't really care about how fast I do it. Ishwar 194 says, I have a question. Sure, ask away. Dryer Flyer says, I'm so glad to hear you are almost as old as me. That makes me feel younger. Well, good. No, I mean, we're the new young'uns. We're not having midlife crisis. Midlife is having midlife crisis. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, so we're finding the water source. We're going to use it. That's the activate well. Tilling the ground. Great, 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 great. That's the easy one because we have a till ground option right here. We're simply just going to copy. Did we have that? I thought we had this somewhere in here. I'll just have till ground action. Does it require anything? I'm trying to see if that has something special. It doesn't really require any additional stuff. It drops, it walks around. Dropping is an optional. It walks around and it starts digging. Great. Okay. I think we're almost there. At least we'll be able to see the berries planting things. Ishwar says, are you good with DSA? Are you talking about data structure and algorithm? I'm not familiar with the abbreviation. If you are you familiar with frequency counting of loops? You have to explain what the problem is. Oh, are you talking about DSA as in like sound processing, like data processing? Like where you're separating the frequency bands. What was it called? It's a very Fourier transform. Are you talking about Fourier transform? FTT, or whatever. I had to do it as an assignment before, if that's what you're looking for. Oh, yeah, you do mean data structure and algorithm. And by frequency counting of loops, I mean calculating time complexity of code snippets. Oh, yeah. That's a basic, I mean, you have to understand, that's like the basic interview questions on anything. And some are more complex than the other, but there's a general way of kind of detecting, yeah, big O. That's a bread and butter for being any software engineer. So, yes, I am familiar. Are you trying to share a snippet and want me to tell you what the complexity is? Okay, hold on. Till the ground. You know, that could be a fun exercise. Till the ground. We don't need a target for this one. It's going to start. Good. I'm almost willing to bet that there's going to be some bugs here, but at least we don't have to have this like complex state machine here. But we can do assign behavior from plan thing now. It's going to pop the current action, and then based on the current action, a new behavior gets assigned. So we chose a goal. Otherwise, we're going to assign a behavior for the berry folk here. We don't have to worry about rapid thing because current behavior will be assigned by this time. Yes, I think we're okay here. Potentially. We'll see about that. Let's take a look. This may break horrendously. Yes, already broken. Great, I love it. Current action is null. Yeah, of course. That should be an option. Action name on object nil. That may be because it's empty as well. I don't know how we got here with the empty. Oh, I see. I know what it is. So I can be like, hey, if folk plan is empty, or if it is not empty, well, I guess that's fine too. If it's empty, it will return out here. Don't do anything. So initially, nothing happens. Ishwar says, I'm doing it as a part of Uni module right now, and I cannot rep frequency counting around my head. Oh, okay. Interesting. Why are you calling? Is that what you guys called it? Frequency counting? It's like big O. Complexity, right? Okay. Hey, look at that. They saw the seed. They figured out they need a fertile ground first, so they're digging. Okay, they dug. And then they're going to try to search and pick up seed, which, oh my gosh, the seed went away. Almost. We're going to have to, okay, it's almost there. Sequence is there, but let me answer the question first. Krolk says, you were talking about when you started learning to code. I technically started in middle school with Java, and after getting stuck on a for loop for 5 hours, I was like, I hate this until recently. Hey, you know, sometimes you need time. It's like acquired taste, right? Like, I really didn't like, what did I not like? There were, like, for example, food, right? You mature and you start enjoying food that you didn't really like when you were a kid. It's kind of like that. Sometimes you just need that time and all of a sudden different mindset and things just make sense. Okay, Ishwar says frequency counting is just a part of calculating big O where you figure out how many times each line of code runs throughout the execution time. So you formulate the equation. Okay, so I've answered this question before in this channel. I talk about it a lot in my tutorials, in my Godot tutorials, especially because I was talking about my data structure video recently. Hey, you know what? I'm going to plug real quick. Go take a look at this one, but only if you like what I say now. Okay? Let's see. I'll share a video with you real quick. It's the most recent one that I posted here on my YouTube. It's relevant, I promise you. The data structure right here. This is I posted this 3 days ago, apparently. So you can look at that. But essentially, it's actually pretty simple. I think if you try to take it too formally, it becomes a little bit more complicated. And essentially, all you care about is what is constant and what is not. Constant means no matter the size of the parameter, no matter the state of the problem your function or your algorithm is trying to solve, the execution time doesn't change, right? So if I write 5 lines of code, that only executes 5 lines for all parameters, then it's always 5 lines of execution, and we call that constant time, meaning it doesn't grow with the size of the data structure that is the input. That's the first step. That's the O of 1, right? This is a little complicated, but anything between any fixed number is considered O of 1. Or some people might call it constant time, O of C. Anything else is pretty simple, right? That is, if we consider everything constant, we can ask to ourselves, how many times are we doing constants? Yeah, dependent loop. Okay, we can talk about that. How many times are we executing constants? So simple for loop is easy, right? If we're looping n times, you know that this is O of n because we're doing something within the for loop, right? Okay, here, even simpler. Let's say we have a array size of n, and then we're executing something constant time within this function. So for each item, it takes exactly same amount of execution. So we're doing constant times n times. Because if we're doing a 2, then it's 2 times constant. If the size is 3, then it's 3 times constant, infinity times constant. Same thing, right? So if we're performing constant n times, that's just constant times n. So is what? Constant is basically 1. So it is O of n. Cool. In the same thing, if we have nested operation where inside, so it's double for loop, we loop some other amount of time, or it could be n, doesn't matter, within a loop, then it's the same thing, right? Because if we're assuming that this is looping over a constant time, then we can assume this is what? O of m, right? We're looping it m times. And then the outside is O of n, so we're repeating this n times. Right? So it's O of m n. Cool. And if we say, hey, m is similar to n, then it's essentially n squared. Basically, you're trying to figure out, as the number gets bigger, how much slower or how many more operation do we need to execute. As the parameter size becomes bigger, how much more execution do you need to perform? That's the idea. So what if they're parallel to each other? So we have for n operation with constant time inside. So we concluded that this is O of n. And then right after that, we do blah, 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 and then we do another loop. And then let's say this time we do n, and then we do another n, like so. And then we know that this to be O of n squared. Okay, so if you put it together, what is it? When they're next to each other, not nested. Well, technically, if you want to be very, very specific, the correct answer is O of n squared plus some constant plus O of n. Oh, I did it backwards, but it doesn't matter. O of n squared plus constant plus O of n, right? Because this one operates n times, depending on the size. This one operates just constantly, and this one operates n squared, and they're happening one after another. But once again, remember, we're talking about big, big, big number. This is calculus, kind of like calculus, because in calculus, when you put the limit to infinity, meaning as the number gets huge, what takes over? What takes over? That's what we're looking for. So we say worst case scenario, I mean, what takes over in this is the whatever grows faster. N squared grows faster than n, right? So we say, oh, it's O of n squared. So this together, in summary, we say O of n squared. But if you want to be specific and correct, this is technically correct, but then we say this as a thing. And why is that? Why is that? Let's convince ourselves this is the case, okay? Because you might be like, I don't get it. Why is that basically the same? What do you mean by takes over? So when we have a graph, right? Constant time goes like this. This is O of 1. O of n. This is O of n. And then O of n squared is this, right? O of n squared. We're familiar with this graph. Well, clearly, by the time x equals whatever, I mean, this is like, let's say, blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh. If you try to check this y value of O of n squared, it's all the way up here. where we can't even fit in the screen. I'm talking for the rest of the stream, by the way, because this can be recorded. So, you know, compared to this infinite number, little tiny number is very, very, very small. So there's that. Okay. So we talked about nesting. We talked about constant, blah, blah, blah. And then we talked about being next to each other. Ishwar says, I understand its takeover. From my understanding, it's a degree of formulated equation that takes over, right? Or am I wrong? I mean, it's basically the same. Yes, you're right. It's basically the limit. If you look at this equation versus this equation versus this equation, when you look at it next to each other like that, you might get something like this. Basically, if you were to approximate it, n squared would be much closer to this than this. Like, this is like infinity, and this is like, you know, square root of infinity. This is bad math, I mean, because that doesn't really exist, but that's kind of the idea. Because infinity is infinity. You know, when it gets huge, any other small number compared to huge number is really small. Anyways, what's next? There are some common things that we came up with. This is easy to understand. N squared is smaller than n cubed, smaller than n to the fourth power, so on and so forth. And this is n, this is 1. There's one more component that starts to come in. That's log n, or natural log n. Where does this fit in this power dynamic? Well, if you look at the log n, it still grows faster than the constant time, because constant time is not growing and log n does as the n gets bigger. But if you compare it to just regular n, log n is actually, you know, not as fast. I don't actually know if that's the graph or not. You have to look it up. So we understand that it is log n is greater than constant but less than n. Now we have a actual order. We have 1 log n, and then we have n, and then we have n times log n, and then we have n square. Now, how about this is where it gets complicated. N log n square versus n square versus n cubed versus n squared log n. I don't know. I actually don't know. You will have to solve this, but that doesn't matter what's faster or not. Now, when does log n come to play? I forgot the proof, but essentially it's when you're halving things, when you're cutting things in half and half and half and half and half again. That's when you can assume that it's log. So basically, a lot of the tree operation, binary tree operations, right? So if we have n items, right? If we have n items and we go, oh, we're not going to check every single item. We're actually splitting the tree by half every time we go down. Meaning, how many are we touching? We're only touching this many items out of all these many items, right? So when you calculate this potential path, the worst case scenario, when you go all the way down in this fully populated binary tree, I mean, yeah, you do half and then half and then half and then half. That ends up being log n. You can look up the proof of this somewhere else. I don't think I can do that right now because I don't remember it. And I don't have the math for it. But basically, that's it. So that comes to like another thing. You can easily tell when that happens. You have a for loop, right, of n items, and within it, you do some sort of binary search. Then this is n log n, right? Because binary search is O of log n. and then this whole thing is n. So it's n times log n. It's simple. It's that simple. That's pretty much everything. If you're doing binary search within binary search somehow, then that's n log n, the n log n squared. Well, not to be confused with n log n of n, or not to be confused with log of n squared. It's log of n squared, you know. That's, I mean, that's kind of thing in a nutshell. I don't know. Once it gets like really detailed and you just get a complex problem for the sake of complexity, then it gets a little bit tougher. But hope that clarifies. There it is. Little computer science day. Dry Flyer says, I have always seen Bigo use log versus in natural in notation. Yeah, I don't know. It really depends. Because when I was doing matrix in my school days, because I used to be a physics major, a lot of the times you end up using natural log more, just because natural log has like ways. If you assume things are natural log, then you can cancel things out mathematically. So it's a bit of a cheat. Perhaps you are right, Dry Flyer. I don't know enough right now to actually say one or the other. Okay, so what I did notice right now, once I drop a seed, it's able to decide the path and it makes a little tilled ground. But once it tills the ground, the operation of searching the seed and then picking it up breaks down. Yeah, so we're gonna have to kind of fix this a little bit, because when I was doing it in order, it was fine, but now it's like I don't know how to do it. So we're gonna get there. Drifter says they're the same because the base doesn't matter, but it's interesting. Yeah. Base doesn't matter when it comes to growth. That's why it's basically the same when it comes to the growth, because you just can skew it if you need to. But yeah, no, I don't remember. It's been a while. I can't pretend to know. It's been so long that all the nuances of why what is what has been lost in the time. All right, so go and drop. This is not it. We're looking for our search and pickup, where I feel like my berries are not actually going to pickup. Search and pickup seed. So I'm going to come over here. I said it's a sequence because each one of them needs to succeed separately. And it says, hey, if the child finishes, set the target before executing this. And I kind of want to test that real quick. So let's do some debugging here. We're going to drop a seed. Boop. And then I also need to practice, or not practice, but make it give up on picking up if the conditions are no longer met. Okay. Search and pickup seed just happened. It didn't even trigger anything. Wait, what? Hold on. Yeah. Yep. It didn't even trigger its child. Is it because this failed? Okay, so this was a sequence. Did the search behavior fail? It didn't, I think. A little strange. Search and pick up seed, right? We're gonna have to see this properly here. Something's missing. This happens every time I change something. Hello? Search and pick up seed. It just picked it up. It's just gone now. What's happening here? Let's see. Search and pick up seed is a sequence. There's no additional child behavior. This is the name. This is not triggering, which is annoying. But this is also not true. And this is also not triggering. Is it because it failed automatically? Scan, walk around. I guess one of these behaviors failed. I think that's what's happening here. Yet it's moving on, even though it's a sequence. Pick up target. Why is it? Hold on. Walk around. Go and pick up behavior. Does pick up target. No, this is just pick up. Yeah, pick up item behavior. Execute of that. Walk to target is its own thing. Pick up target is its own thing. Interesting. All right, let's try that again. Drop a seed. It's doing a walk around. Get rid of that real quick. And we're going to put it back. Hopefully that made all sense, Ishwar. I'm sorry if this doesn't clarify. Okay, something strange is happening here. Something really strange is happening. Hold on. I almost feel like the behavior is not being assigned. Potentially. Okay. We are connecting. Yes, go and drop. We got the get seed, which is search and pick up seed. Current behavior, add child, connect. Oh, I forgot to start it. Wait, how did... Oh, that's... Okay, seed decayed. That's why it went away. Hold on. Seed. Or not... Berry plant. I was like, how did the seed go away? It rotted away. That shouldn't be a thing. I think the age changing a dead water level dying. Okay, this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen if I'm not a plant. Don't do anything if is in group plant. Like so. Don't change the water level unless you're in a plant. There you go. Then you'll never die. Boom. Walk and dig. Da, 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 da. Dig around. And then now it's actually starting. Good, 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 good. Now we can actually debug it. It's going to try to pick up the seed. They're all going. This will fail. I don't know what will happen if it fails. Okay. One of them picks it up. Oh, they all go and drop. Oh, right, because they're just executing their plan. But their plan failed. So they need to recognize that their plan failed. So on behavior finish, if the result is a failure, if the result is failure, if task behavior fails, the plan must be reset. We're going to say the subject's plan needs to be cleared. Yep. And plan is empty now. And then it's going to try to replan. Right. Basically, this one will say if seat count is greater than 0, we do this. Otherwise, we're going to patrol. We'll just say plan equals patrol here. And we can add one more behavior, which is patrol. And that is just simply walking around aimlessly, which is search till go and drop search behavior. Just simple search behavior, I think. Which is just walking around and, yeah, search group. Doesn't really need anything. It can just walk around. Search behavior. Main, berry plant. I guess it'll fail, it'll succeed. Is successful. It's going to empty itself and then it'll be replanted. Okay, that's good. So it's going to just simply do a search behavior, regular search behavior. And then I do believe this one requires a target. So we need to add a search group like so. Well, this one doesn't like this. Oh, because I need to. Okay, I think I'm just gonna give the behavior, honestly, and start it, right? Choose a goal. Goal is not gonna exist. It's empty. It's not gonna pick any behavior. So I think I can just do this. Where instead of folk, it'll be subject. Wait. Wrong one. This one, yeah. Oh my gosh. Hey, thanks for the follow, Gotch. Or Gashes? Gotchies? Appreciate it. As I am struggling. Who cares? YouTube says, I am back. Had to limit myself from the doom scrolling. Oh. It's okay. Sometimes that's what you just need. That's just what you need. But alas, you witnessed me being productive today. That's what you're going to do. Search groups. I think it'll just be seed, honestly. Cuppable seed. Search groups, yeah. And that's just array of strings there. Gotchi says, how old would you say is too late to start learning programming in terms of wanting a career? I mean, you know, the ideal answer is never too late. I think for a career, perhaps after 70, it should be more for fun. But if you have nothing else going in as fun, I feel like, honestly, I feel like as long as it suits you and you enjoy it, if that's satisfied, then there is no limit to when you should start. If you don't and you're just looking for some ways to make money, is it still the best way to do it? I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's the most efficient thing to do. But I guess 70 is probably limit if you've never touched it. Curious Yusuf says, you're never too old to learn programming. I'm giving a little bit of a realistic answer here, from my opinion. YT Displant says, hello, pizza rolls. Speaking of a plant. What? All right. Appreciate it. Not sure what that means, but it's okay. We're here. Okay. Current behavior. Oh. Hopefully that works. Needs to replace these. Okay. I'm hoping that this will work to do little patrol thing on failure. Let's just take a look. This one doesn't like it. Search groups doesn't exist. Yes, it should be this. Kelso says, it's not just enjoy. Game dev is a blood. I mean, I guess you could say that if that's what you need. I didn't. Oh, shoot. I just didn't pay attention to what the error was. It says search groups with value of array on based node search behavior. This key doesn't exist. That, I don't know. That seems like a lie to me. But it's array of string that is exportable. Unless it specifically requires me to type it, which would be annoying. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, well, I guess I'll do that. So it'll be like the current behavior is search behavior, and suddenly search groups is available. There you go. Let's do that. YouTube Display says, Gotchis, I do C++, also I'm new to game dev. I'm working on my game solo, which is cool. Gotchi says, I'm a sophomore and have sophomore. Jesus. You guys are talking about when is it too late? You're sophomore. What are you talking about? I thought over here, I thought you were like in your mid 40s worrying about your career. Are you kidding me? No, I'm sorry I'm laughing. No, you're not too late to do anything. You're not too late to do anything for another like 40 years. Trust me. Like, there's so much ahead of you. That's funny. YouTube Display says, all right, see you later. All right, bye. Who cares? YouTube says, oh, then you're definitely not too old if you're still doing schooling. Yeah. Gotcha says, true. I'm just tweaking out, though, about internships, haha, because I haven't had any yet. You know, that is tough. I'm not going to lie. That is tough. Especially when you see other friends of yours getting stuff. That's also tough. When you know certain things. But, I'll have you know, as long as you stick around. I mean, thing is, there's a huge amount of luck in life in general. And, oh, what the heck? What is this one? Scan for groups. If group name is empty, I think if this is empty, we should probably not do it. What's calling it empty? Scan behavior? Interesting. Okay. Well, why are we scanning empty? Oh, that's weird. Hold on. Just give me a second. I got to think about this. No group name provided? By who? Who? I find this strange that the scan type is unassigned. Slightly disturbing. Hold on. Oh, thanks for the raid. Sorry. Ray Dahlia. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Raiders. This is not my normal streaming hour. I do Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, typically Pacific time, somewhere between like 10 to 5 p.m. But today's Halloween, so I was just trying to keep everybody company. We do Godot content here. By the way, Ray Dahlia, I hope you had a great stream. I guess I should give it a shout out here. A little shout out. And a follow so I can not snipe. So I can, I almost said, so I can snipe you. So I can raid you. If I see you next time. Welcome. So Godot game development. Right now, I have been working on my videos. I do a lot of tutorial contents on my YouTube, so do check out my YouTube if you have time. Career, programming, YouTube, Godot, game development. We're working on AI logic. Specifically, I suggested using something other than vanilla state machine to the video as a design kind of challenge. And so I am kind of proving that point out by making my own Godot plugin, a advanced state machine, behavior tree, and something called goal-oriented action planning. Really fun. And we're kind of proving that out by making a God manager game where basically all these little creatures are living their own life. And you interact with it minorly, but mostly you're just observing, right? What better way to test AI logic than a sim? So kind of like a Dwarf Fortress or whatnot. So I'm making little examples so I can make a video around it and then release the tool eventually. Chuck L says, I didn't start coding until my late 20s. Got my first job in dev in my mid 30s. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, you can be distraught because the situation of the world, you know, it can be like little disheartening right now, but it's going to be temporary. I have a feeling. So there's a lot of shenanigans going on with people in power. And, you know, it feels like doomsday. And it is pretty bad. It will be bad. I do think that the economy will be really bad. Job prospects going to be really bad for everyone. And it sucks. But it will pass. It will have to. Because otherwise, you know, there are no more people to rule over. And then eventually those skills will still matter. So for now, learn and enjoy what you enjoy. And get ready to get lucky when the luck comes your way, is how I see it. That's my 36 years of life wisdom here. Just FYI, I am 36 years old because people often ask me as soon as they find me. But yeah, Ray Dahlia says, true, like a sandbox game. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for affirming that. Ray Dahlia says, universal income incoming. Hey, if they won't do it, we'll make it happen. We, the developers, will make it happen eventually. We'll make an island. But yeah. Debugging right now. I'm not really sure why the scan behavior is scanning without any groups. And I wonder if this has to do with anything. Search group is array of strings. So I don't know why it's crying at me saying that I can't find anything. Because this is definitely an array of string. Weird. Oh, I know why. There you go. Order of operation, everyone. Order of operation. I think that'll be it. Gachi says, is this JavaScript? Not exactly. Well, no. It's GDScript. It is still a scripting language. It's a native scripting language that is created for Godot, which is the game engine I'm working with. It's I mean, it's limited. It's very Python-like from what I hear. I never use Python personally. I usually use like Java for my day job back in the day. And then Node.js, JavaScript, TypeScript type of situation. So I have some experiences here. But yeah, but it does what it does. And programming at the end of the day is just different grammar, but it's all the same. So it doesn't really matter what language it is. Chuck L says, people are advertising themselves as vibe coder or cleanup specialists now. That's funny. I thought you said they were advertising as a vibe coder / cleanup specialist. You mean cleanup specialist for vibe coders. I got it. Yeah. I mean, that's just senior engineer. Or that's just engineer. You know what I read recently is funny because they were like saying before AI came out, the managers were, or they have been, like the leaders in the tech industry has been vibe coding for years. They just prompt engineers with like requirements, and then engineers come up with solution and they spit it back out and they go, this is not quite right. Can you make it this way? Except engineers think. So, you know, not so different. And also, okay, here's a little secret. I already mentioned to those people who were here before, and all my viewers know this already. So I have been working in, well, I used to work in big tech industry as a software developer for like 12 years now. And I was laid off, and one of the big layoff wave like 2 years ago. That's why I started doing streaming and then doing content making for fun and burning my savings. However, that still means that I have a lot of friends in this industry. Specifically, I worked at Amazon and Google. And I have to name drop here because that's what gives me the trust. That everybody's like, oh, okay, I can trust you a little bit. I'll have you know that it really doesn't matter. It just means you take interviews really well. Experience is experience. But anyways, what was I saying? A lot of push in these industry for using AI in their work because that's their product and they need to prove it. They have to be like, statistically, like to the investors, they have to go, here's a proof of your money being spent correctly. So they have to use it internally. However, that is having a lot of side effect and is not going well. It's not going well. Anybody who's in the industry who's using the tool for actual thing will tell you that it's nowhere near where they're advertising it to be. So let's see where it goes. Chuck says, I'm coding in Python right now. And yeah, very similar. Okay, good. That's what I hear. Bert USTG, I don't know what that's short for, says, what's the plugin intention? I must have missed it. The plugin's intention is to scaffold a lot of the finite state machine behavior tree behavior, and the other goal-oriented action planning behavior, which is to say it's a lot of pre-operation with a bunch of abstract classes. So the idea right now, so far, if you look at our search behavior, these are behavior trees, and you can see that you can't really see it because the board is covering it. But you can see right here, like it has these parameters that you can set up for your behavior tree. And then basically like the normal selector sequence behavior, all those things can be assigned. And all you have to do is extend the abstract class and then implement the intended abstract functions, and then it handles everything for you. So there's that little bit of like repeated code that you would normally have to do across different projects that you can avoid. Finite state machine especially, I use a lot. And this one has history keeping and hierarchical finite state machine support built in. And, you know, I just do one of these things and I just add it and then it runs automatically. The logic itself is pretty simple, but, you know, at least not being error, not having to worry about any new errors every time I implement it does help. So the intention is nice little package that speeds up your, kind of like a template usage, speeds up your little AI and state machine build. Gotchi says, what language do you have the most experience with? I would say Java, because I mean, most of my career as a backend engineer was in Java in Amazon. but, you know, yeah. Okay. The whole scan thing is still bothering me, but it's okay. We can, for now, I wonder if it's here. Let's see. Let's put a little breakpoint to pinpoint where things are actually happening. All right. It's coming over here. It's stopping here. I'm going to resume. Okay, start it. It's set the search group properly, and it's going to connect. It's going to do it for everybody. And it comes over here and says, hey, the scanning group is empty. This doesn't exist. And that is... oh, no. That is annoying. Scan types is defined here as a scan behavior. And that in the search behavior is assigned when the search group gets assigned. Ooh, I didn't do the setter. Okay, I got to do this. Perhaps that's not what I should have done. So in order to trigger the propagation, maybe I should set up the setter. Anyways, it's okay. We'll just do this. We'll add seed as part of it. And then we'll add a pickupable as part of it. Cool. This should be good now. Ray Dahlia says, you have itch account? Would love to check out your games. I do. I'm not particularly proud of my itch account. Few things. I do my own. I participate a lot on game jams. I do have main projects that I'm running with right now. There's a lot of game jam submissions. Most of them are tied to videos on YouTube. So that's that. I guess this one is my favorite one. The Blood is Mana. It's a deck builder on tactics. So it's a tactics deck builder where you use your life as a mana. I made this. I have an asset pack. If you need an isometric tile set. Oh my gosh, my throat is getting really dry, huh? And you would like to support my cause. Here it is. A tile set for isometric game. The idea is I'm continuously updating this pack. So even if I decide to increase the price later, you will always get all the future updates. All right. Oh, hey, they're working. They're walking around. I'm going to drop a seed. Boom. They said, oh, in order to pick up and plant a seed, I must first till the ground. So our berry folk, by the way, berry folk is our little community's identity. It came out that way. Don't ask me how. It's a long story, but one of my first stream session, some random person came in and was like, hey, can you draw a strawberry? And I drew it because I was like kind of doing a little drawing. And they were like, now put an eye on it. Now make it old and creepy. Okay, this one is definitely... Hello? Okay, well, so it planted the seed and it's great, but that's so funny to me. All right, the water... Oh, plant is dying. Ooh, okay, okay. 60% is a little too low. I need them to take this more urgently. Okay. So it's kind of working. There was one weird bit where they decided to go way off into the corner. So that needs to be corrected somehow. I'm not really sure why I thought that's a great place to search. That's so weird. Kelso says they're really thinking like a human, Ezra. Now I know exactly. I'm building it. I thought it would be cool in the future project for this one if I were to ever evolve this tool for the whole AI and projects. It would be cool to have generational memory, where, because right now, all right, this is a goal-oriented action planning, by the way. So goal-oriented action planning, the way it works is that each action has a precondition and postcondition, meaning the state the world is in before the action, like the
the state that is required in order for the action to be available, and then the state change when the action is performed. So what you get, now that I have new audience, I think we can talk about this. I really think this is like really elegant AI logic, and I really love it. And I think I don't see any other way to do it if you want to do some sort of like Sims like logic or Dwarf Fortress stuff. So basically, when you are given a state, you can be like, hey, here are some actions I can perform. Tell me which one of these I can perform, and it's going to filter it out, right? And what you have are some action options, right? And then the state can hypothetically go through each of the action and get a new state, right? And that new state, given that new state, we can do filter again, and then we look at different actions that are available now with this new state. Eventually, we have a goal state in the beginning. For example, we could be like, oh, my goal is to have one more plant in this world. And it'll just search through each action, doing a hypothetical pathfinding of actions. It's like pathfinding within the action, Dijkstra algorithm. And it'll find that I need to till the ground, pick up the plant, or pick up the seed, plant a seed in order to get the goal state. I really, really like to see it happen right now. And it just started working. So it's pretty fun. But there are some minor side effects that I need to resolve. Okay, so let's see. So walking around is a little funky. Not really sure why they're doing that. But I guess I can't really complain. Walk around is just walking around. Using the well. Okay, that's what I need to do. So interact, I said instantiate the water bucket here as a result of that behavior. I said when the behavior is done, on behavior finished, well, actually, walk and use, right? Where is it? Go and use behavior. Here I said, use behavior. Calcis, no, I already read that. Okay. We already did this where we go interact and there's a result, and result gets picked up by the berry folk. Right now I made it so that it's immediately picked up. I want to make it so that this spawns in the world instead of getting picked up. So the Blackboard map, add child, the result, and results position will equal to player position, not player, but berry folk position, or I guess it should be target position. Target position plus some minor variation. Random I of -10 to 10. Range random, I guess. Random I. Rand I range -10 to 10. And then rand I range of -10 to 10 pixels. Maybe we can go up to 16. Yeah, what the heck. Let's be brave here. And then we're going to add that to the world. Did the position thing. I don't need to pick it up yet. That's just placing it into the world. Hopefully, that'll work. Kelso says, next you can use pathfinding navigation Ezra with state machine. I already did that. We'll see. Cow. I gotta see them water the plant. Well, at least pick up the bucket. Created the tilled ground. It goes over here and it's like, I'm gonna search and pick up seed. Boop. Oh no. Oh. It tried again. Interesting. Instead of picking up the seed. Okay. I made it so that the watering urgency happens at 60%. So right now it's like the plant is dying. So it's desperately trying to go save it. Nope. So oh. They're like, oh, it died. It's okay. All right. I'm going to make it so that the thirst, we got to make it so that it doesn't die as fast. It dies a little bit too fast, I think. Let's make it so that the consumption level is only 1. And then instead of being urgent at 60%, it should probably be pretty urgent at 90%. Where is it? Or 80% at least. Where did I do it? It's somewhere in here. Ah, there it is. 80%. Maybe 85. Okay. I do think, I'm not really sure if the use is working properly. So we'll have to make sure that happens. Kelso says, ha ha ha, so funny AI. I mean, it is interesting. It's kind of funny to see them work without me actually having to program any of this. Like, I didn't tell them to do this and then this. It's just doing whatever it wants. Hey, Hypnotic with first. 3 hours into the stream. Wow. This is what I get for streaming to people that don't know me, usually. But look at these AI, Hypnotic. Are you done with your stream? Or are you just spying on me? Hypnotic says, glad to be the first one here. All right. Spying. Okay, cool. It's pretty cool. All right, the use is not working. It's not quite close enough. Is it in? Oh, it's giving up. Why is it giving up? It's giving up on getting to the well. Hold on. Go and use. Here, I'm going to turn off the fan real quick. Okay. We have a go and use behavior. The walk to target, I guess 100 is a little bit big. So we'll make the tolerance 20. And then it's a selector, no limit on walking. And then it's needs to use. Okay, cool. I think this should work better because at least it should walk up all the way. And interestingly enough, it's it doesn't know to put the plant ground closer to the well. And I think every time it needs to learn, it will be fun to see, to make it like learn things. We'll see. Oh, and then it's trying to go and drop, but it can't do it. It can't do it because it's got the velocity and acceleration is towards a circle. So it's like a little moon circling a planet. Oh, you're going to get your spot stolen. Oh, it got stolen. I'm sorry. Oh, it's lagging. Oh, it's lagging. It's too much thinking. Too much thinking. I got to look at this. 20. Oh, it just dropped to 25s. Oh my gosh. What happened there? Okay, it came in. It tries to use it. It didn't quite use it. It failed. It failed its usage. All right. Chuckle says, it's been fun to watch while I'm trying to debug with my stepper motor isn't spinning. What? Oh, debug why my stepper motor wasn't spinning? Yeah, no problem. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. It's I'm having fun. We'll see how long I stay, but here we are. I am hungry though. It's pretty late. 11:14 where I am. I still haven't gotten to designing my merch today. It's okay, we'll figure it out. The use behavior seems like it's having a problem. So let's get that going. All right, buddies. Go plant some seeds. Digging a hole, digging a hole. Kralk says, we're in the same time zone. Wild. Is it wild? I mean, in US, you only have 4 time zones, right? And at this hour, East Coast is sleeping already. So I would think that, you know what? I'll you know what? I'm not gonna, step on your parade. Why are you doing that? You should go water. Yeah, see? This one knows what it's doing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so the use... Why is the using behavior not triggering? That's triggering that it's not triggering. Am I not propagating? Potentially. Let me see. Go and use. Propagate. Use behavior will get a target. Use behavior gets a target. Say it is not usable. Okay, did I make the well usable? I guess that could be it. Well is usable. And it's a water source. I mean, that's why it's gone all the way up there. Let's see. Kralk says, you wound me. I might cry. No, don't. We can't cry. We've done too much crying in our age, in our old age. I don't know. I haven't cried in a long time. Crying became overrated, I think, at some point. Spoken like a truly old, disgruntled... Where are you going? Is there a seat out there? Oh, there was a seat out there. Whoa. Hello? Wow, that was pretty impressive. Okay. This one is stuck. Chuckle says, Central Time still awake, lol. Dr. Volt says, hi, is this goal-oriented action planning? Yes, it is. I'm working on it, through it. Hello, Dr. Volt. So far, we're making this like goal-oriented action planning demo with these like Sims thing. My dream... Wait, what happened here? Oh, as I filter. My dream when I grow up, I want to have all these plugins. No, I'm making a plugin right now. So if you're familiar with my channel, I already have a dialogue plugin, which is doing okay. A lot of people like it. I'm not, flaunting or anything. But anyways, I'm making a finite state machine. So anything that's related to AI logic or game logic. So I have finite state machine, behavior tree, and goal-oriented action planning. So I'm implementing all these 3 in this simple template / plugin. So I have basically tested the finite state machine so far, behavior tree as well, and I think I kind of sorted out all the kinks. So now I am at goal-oriented action planning. And pathfinding is working. So the action planning is working. The whole... given the goal, planning the actions. Now I'm just debugging the actions. So that's where we're at. The go and use behavior is not working, so I'm kind of annoyed. I think the walk to target is failing. So I'm gonna see what is happening. Oh, it succeeded, and it's a selector. It needs to be a sequence. So I'm gonna do a sequence here, because selector means it goes until one of the child behavior succeeds because it's a fallback mechanism. Sequence is that it goes until something fails, which is to say you got to do this in order until something fails. There you go. That's what was the issue. I'm going to drop a seed here. I definitely need to optimize some of the execution, but we'll see. I like it. I do need to, I think I need to somehow visualize their planning so I can demonstrate it on the video. But aren't you excited, Dr. Vault, that you're going to be able to have a free plugin that you can use goal-oriented action planning with? No. I probably will have to make a tutorial video as well because some people insist on making their own version, but they still want to follow a tutorial. So, oh, hey, that plant died, dude. I'll put down more seeds here for them. Okay, go use is working. Finally triggering. Let's see what it does. Okay, a little bucket appeared right here. It's not far enough. It's saying it's search and pick up seed, but that needs to be pick up water. Let's see. We have Dr. Volt says, looking forward to it. GOAP is the most interesting topic for me. One of my future games will be heavily depending on it. Yeah, I really like GOAP. I mean, it's expensive, computationally expensive if you have to do a lot. So something that I just had to do for this one particular example. So I already had a parameter where you can define. So over here, where is it? Boop. Planner here. You can define how deep the action is. And because every level you have potential for more than 2 actions as availability, if you're not filtering aggressively, it gets really expensive. I mean, even 5 is pushing it. I almost feel like I need to do 4 as a limit. Like if you can't find a solution within 4, just give up. Just give up. Don't even. I think. Till, get seed, plant. Yeah, that's 3-step. Use, pick up, water. Yeah, those are 3 steps. Okay. All right. The use and water popping out was working, but it didn't pick up the water. So I'm going to go look at my water planning here. Because it said go search for a seed instead of go pick up the water. And that may as well be go and drop behavior, plant seed, get water. This is what I need to make sure I named correctly. Aha, I knew it. I need to be better. Sequence, we search. If it fails, this whole thing fails. So search first. We're looking for pickupable water source. And then we said not the structure. Where's the water? Water bucket is pickupable water source. And it has a collision profile of a. Does it need a hitbox? It doesn't really matter. Okay. And water bucket is here. This one doesn't have a shadow. I guess I should add a shadow. No, I'm good. All right. Let's try that again. I want to see the berry go for the water bucket. Drop a seed. They're going to dig ground. They're like, okay. This was actually unexpected behavior for me. I thought they were going to pick up the seed first. But I realized, yeah, I mean, if they Tell. Uh-huh. Oh, it got lost. It's like, wait, what do you mean? Okay. Uh let's see. Search and use behavior. We're gonna fix this so that it is significantly ranged. I think we need to actually do this where it's vector of 30 to 32, but then rotate it a random amount between 0 and 2 pi. Um, too many arguments? What? Randef? I guess we gotta do random f range from 0 to 2 pi. So that at least we can see the bucket. Uh-huh. Too few arguments. What do you mean? Oh, not rend. It needs to be over here. Whoops. Okay, that's good. So it'll be at some point the bucket will drop. And then it'll try to pick up the bucket. There's some give up logic that I need to do. Like give up on action and what that means. But for now, I'm just going to test this. And we can finish it later. It's getting late here too. Who Cares YouTube says, all right, eyes are getting drowsy. Time to head to bed. It's 1:25 a.m. here. All right. Thanks for watching Who Cares YouTube. I'll see you later. I'm going to try to close out here in a bit as well. We had a very fruitful session. Go and drop. Go and drop. Okay, there's some issues here. Why, when there's already 3 tilled grounds here, why did you decide that tilling the ground is still the option? It seems silly. Okay, there's a bucket. Go and pick up the water, please. Why aren't you doing it? Hold on. Let me pause. Pause. All right. Search and pick up water. Pick up item behavior. This one requires a target. I mean, this should... It's trying to interact still when there's a thing there. Yeah, it's just failing. A new item appeared, but it's saying I don't see it, or it's not progressing. Oh, hold on. It needs to be a sequence. So that's correct. How come search and pick up seed works fine? It's a sequence. And it uses exactly same code. This one is seed and pickupable. Water is water source and pickupable. Water source and pickupable. Okay, that's correct. I'm going to look at the remote and see if there's any issues here. Excuse me. Oh, I can't see what group it's in? That seems silly. Why not? I can see what collision layer it's in. No, that is silly. Was clearly not coming in here because it's behavior name is not matching or something. I want to see if the search behavior is also failing somehow. The water gets created. The use happens. And it gets added into the world. I am instantiating this thing, which is pickupable water source. I don't know. It's kind of weird. One last debugging, and then we'll call it. Okay. Walks and digs. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I'm gonna do that. It was finding it. Yes. Yes. Oh, this plant's gonna die. It's okay though. It'll figure it out. Who's searching? Search and pick up seed. Okay. So the two people are searching and picking up the seed. Next one. A new logic. Going. Okay. I think I made a basic error here. Get what? I did it again, guys. I forgot to start the behavior. I queued up the behavior, but I didn't start it. I almost feel like it needs to auto start, but I have a feeling that's going to have its own side effect. All right, let me make sure everything else is started. Gosh, that's why. I was like, why is the behavior not working? It's not working because it's not, I didn't tell it to do it. There you go. Should be better. Okay. I have hopes. Big hopes. Big ups. You know, the row. All right. It's going to go there. It's going to pick up some seed. Good job, little berry folk. Go get him. Oh, don't drop it there. Nope. It doesn't exist. You failed. You better give up. Okay, so I definitely need something with the fail logic. Because when it fails, it doesn't reset. I need it to reset. But that's okay. At least this one is trying to get water. It'll be like, oh, water doesn't exist. Oh, okay. It decided that once the water is here, it's like, well, there's no plant, so why do it? I'm going to just dig ground. So it's digging a ground. It's trying to plant new seed here. Oh, right. Forgot to implement this. Water bucket here. It's not a structure. I guess it's an item, technically. Let's do that. Set held. I guess I'll just I guess I will add a shadow here. Sprite shadow. Shadow here, tiny shadow. We'll add a little shadow here. Put it behind. And visibility, modulate it down a little bit. And then basically, make shadow visible false. And when it's being held. And then what else? When we drop it, we're going to do set dropped. And then we'll do this to be true. I guess also make it pick upable false. We'll make it so that when it's being picked up, it's no longer pick upable by anyone else. So I'll say remove from group pick upable. And then add to group pick upable when it's on the ground. All right. Let's see it. Do it. Okay, still to do is figure out some give up in the middle of action failure correctly. There's some bug there, but it's okay. The main thing is here. Oh, this one wants the water. It's interacting now. Oh, the plant died. Poor plant. It's okay. Oh. Pick up item behavior. Ooh. What is this? Invalid assignment property key pickup target. In which behavior is this? Search and pick up seed. But nobody's picking up seed. This should be search and pick up water. Right? I mean, this one uses the same code as the pickup seed, if that's probably why. Saying pickup behavior, which is this one. Pickup item behavior. And is saying with value of type previously free. Oh. Target is freed. We're going to have to do that. Check. So if things are freed, that's clearly a failure. But who's free, though? Pick random. Am I assigning a freed? Ugh, I ended it too quickly. All right. I really need to watch it pick up the water bucket, though. I like how they're digging the ground with their feet. No way they all chose the same seed. No, just decide to give up. Okay. Is that better option? Why not use the ground here? Do you not see that it's there? Okay. If you say so. It's going to try to pick up water here. The plant died. Water. Pick up water. All right. Okay. Pick up target. We're trying to assign something that's already freed. That's the problem. We want to make sure we filter it. Item by something. I guess there's no 2D. Oh. Is Q for deletion or free? Is free? I mean, this is the only action I can think of. We say item is not Q for deletion. That's the only thing we want to check for. Oh. And also, if it's null, we need to take it out. We need to filter it. I can potentially see this building up as a bug. Anyways, I think that's working for the most part. I'm interacting with the well. It's doing some logic. There's minor stuff here and there, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to call it today. It's been a good session. Good old stream session. And I gotta... Ooh, somebody else is doing that. Look. This person says... What does this person say? We're going to rate out here. Oh, no. Okay, see? Dev Spagus says, making RimWorld from Wish. Never heard of Wish, actually. Not sure what that is. But this is Godot channel. So rate another Godoer. Hey, Buggy. I haven't seen Buggy. Wait, that name sounds very familiar. I'm pretty sure Buggy watches. Or has... Not... I keep using the word sniped. Has rated me before. Let's take a look. Because we haven't rated back.
The Rust programming language book, but that was really difficult.
Doing Rust.
So difficult.
7 of learning. Okay. This is doable. Let's see, Hypnotic is clearly still online. Hypnotic, but I you know, I already rated Hypnotic this morning, so. Wait, but hold on. You only been up for 42 minutes. What happened? Did you take a break? I guess you did. Anyways. Well, you get the day raid. I'll send you to Buggy. Yeah, I know that you do stream twice a day. I just thought you start earlier. All right, let me send you over to Buggy. And then we'll call it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a normal hour. We'll be back. Hopefully, I'll be done with this by the time I come back so we can continue our Dread on Arrival development. Otherwise, I hope everyone have a good night and goodbye. Bye. And goodbye, YouTube, as well. Well, as soon as this raid goes through.